Hello and welcome back to LDC FM. You're tuning into our podcast featuring interviews with our community of independent designers and industry guests. We'll be discussing topics of sustainability, conscious design, the future of fashion, tech, and innovation. This podcast has been recorded alongside an Instagram Live, so apologies for any technical issues prior to tuning in. Thank you for listening.
Hey everybody, it's Alice from Lone Design Club, and I'm back with you for another Instagram Live, coming from one of my best friend's house, which is a different situation for today. Oh no. I was on the wrong account, sorry. Hey everybody, it's Alice from Lone Design Club, and I'm coming to you live for LDC for one of our brand story interviews.
It's Alice from Lone Design Club, and I'm coming to you live for LDC for one of our brand story
today I'll be talking to you
on this very sunny Wednesday. So thank you for joining us, and hopefully
fabulous LDC brand who's been with us for a very long time now, and so we're really excited to be doing
Sophie of Gung Ho, London, which is one of our
if throughout the process you guys have any questions whatsoever, please do let us know, and if we don't get to them during the live, we will answer them after.
If throughout the process you guys have any questions whatsoever, please do let us know, and if we don't get to them during the live, we will answer them.
Really looking forward to this, and hope you guys are too.
Contact us, but in the meantime, I'm just going to let Sophie in, and we're going to have a good old chat for the next half an hour. So, really looking forward to this, and hope you guys are too. Sorry about that. I was trying to let someone else in there instead of you, which was interesting.
Scandal.
Someone else wanted to join the live, which I'm very flattered, but we do have a schedule.
So very welcome. It can be a live party.
So thank you so much, Sophie, for joining us today. It's such a pleasure to have you on one of our Instagram lives. Obviously, LDC have huge fans of Gung Ho and worked together for a long time now, so it's really lovely to have you with all of your beautiful products in the background as well, so such a fitting backdrop. Do you want to just start by introducing yourself and the brand that inspired you to start Gung Ho?
Sure. So my name's Sophie. I am the founder of Gung Ho, which is a sustainable and ethical fashion brand that is trying to get people to talk about current issues. The whole concept of the brand is each year we pick a different theme, and within that theme we pick different issues which is illustrated in the clothing, and they're all topics and different conversation starters, so the next time someone's like, oh, I love what you're wearing, you can kind of talk about something that actually means something to you. So we're really trying to sort of put a bit of meaning back into the fashion industry and get people passionate about a lot of change. Yeah, so that's kind of the brand and the concept. But in terms of my background, yes, we were on a podcast together before, so you know this as well.
Yeah.
But my background's a little bit different to most. My dad's a zero carbon architect, so I got raised in a slightly in two different ways, because in kind of normally but with like going to normal school and all that kind of thing, but I had like a weird looking house and it didn't have heating, and you know, like it was all about like a different kind of lifestyle. So that's kind of, I guess, what's been rooted in me right from the start. So it's a bit of a different kind of thing, but it's quite refreshing, I guess, because it's kind of been bred into me.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, having that kind of inspiration in young sort of developmental years is such an interesting thing to have. I mean, I know I had it slightly from my mum, maybe not in the same extreme, but definitely she has shaped some of the values and views that I've had throughout my life. But why did you turn it into, or I suppose initially you turned
the sort of art
into,
work,
if I'm not mistaken, and then you took that one step further to fashion. What sort of drew you to do that?
Well, I never thought I'd do fashion. Fashion was not something I was like ever. I like fashion, but I never thought it would be something that I actually found. So basically, the idea kind of happened was after I left school, I realised I'd done my rebelling, and I was like, okay, actually, I do seriously feel quite passionately about these things, and the thing that really kind of stuck to me was the fact that it wasn't very engaging to, you know, like my friends or like the younger generation. Like the stuff that I was going to, which was really inspirational, was just not very, it just didn't really get people, you know, inspired. You kind of already had to be in that niche to be part of it. So I was like, right, okay, I can't do what he does, but I can draw. So I was like, I'll basically take these drawings and do art from these issues, which kind of made logical sense to me. So I went down to Brighton to become a political artist.
Gotta love Brighton.
Yeah, it was the perfect place to do it as well. Where else would you go? And then whilst I was there, I fell in love with silkscreen printing. So I ended up going to Edinburgh and doing print design, because that changed it for me, because it wasn't like the artwork that you can you absolutely love that's on your wall, where very limited amount of people see it. It just changed it drastically to being something that if you're wearing something, the conversation starts every day. Like it's new people all the time, and it does really make a difference to you and what you're passionate about, especially as a form of expression, which is what fashion is. So that's kind of how I ended up doing fashion.
No, amazing. Yeah. What was the first ever print? What was your first ever collection?
I did loads of stuff when I was at uni, because it was the same concept. So I actually left my degree with a collection, and it was, I did deforestation, I did shark parks, which was just like, it was all about the fact that the sharks, there's like a lot of hunting going on at the time, and it was just the fact that they need a safe place to play and just be. So it's like lots of weird stuff I was doing. But yeah, so it was interesting actually. It feels like it's come on quite a long way from there, but at the same time it's the same thing. It was called Substance, which I had to change because it was too druggy, especially for being in Scotland.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, that actually makes sense. Is it me? Or maybe we've lost Sophie, or I've lost Sophie. Can everyone still hear us? Me? Again, just saying, if anyone has any questions, please do write them in the comments and we'll be sure to answer. Really loving the positive energy that we're getting. Hopefully Sophie will be back in a second, but in the meantime, do keep watching, because obviously this is a fantastic conversation. Gung Ho is a brilliant brand, so do keep watching us. But I think Sophie might have lost her internet connection, so hopefully she'll be back any minute, and we can continue with this. But in the meantime, while we're waiting, if you guys have any questions for me or for LDC, do give me a shout, and we'll try and get Sophie back in ASAP. And hello everybody who's giving loads of positive hellos and loads of positive comments. Very much appreciate it. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I think we have Sophie coming back.
Okay, so I'm going to apologise. My iPhone just died from the temperature.
Oh my god! I've been there. It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
I was like, I'm sorry, what is happening here?
I just got a brand new phone last week and it's already changed my life. So I feel you. Don't worry.
I don't even have an old one. It's totally fine.
It's just the heat. It's just the heat. I get it. They get overwhelmed. But tell us, so what are some of the issues that you've addressed in some of the collections you've done?
So we've been going for 3 years now, and the first collection that we did was on precious insects, so the impact that insects have and the roles that they play and the importance that that has on the planet. And then we did pollution after that, and then we did food for thought, and now our new one is climate change. So
okay, amazing. Yeah, very topical. Very
topical, and it's something that I'm immensely happy that it is happening right now, because it wasn't planned when we knew that a pandemic was going to happen. But if everyone is going to, like, the hardest thing is to get people to want to change their lifestyle. And if everyone's doing that already anyway, then it makes so much more sense that to do it now and to just engage with what's going on and be like, if you're going to change anyway, let's just push this at the forefront.
Definitely. Yeah. And I saw you have overdone your target for your new collection. Expect to see that. So
the collection, so you can still keep off the new collection on the Kickstarter until Saturday.
Okay.
And it's worth saying, actually, one of the things that we are doing is we're changing the way that we run the business. So from now on, we will be doing a pre-order system for each collection. And this kind of allows, like, so this collection will now go live in September for everyone else. But it allows us to kind of understand what pieces people really want, you know, like what sizes people are buying. Like, it really does help just in terms of sustainability and volume.
Definitely.
Like, you take out the guessing game a lot, which is a lot of what the fashion industry does, and it's good when you're good at the guessing game, but it's never quite what you expect. So
we're definitely encouraging and also seeing a lot of brands going down this route now, and I think it's a really positive thing, because this used to be what fashion was. Like, this is how we used to do fashion, you know, if you wanted something, you ordered it and you waited. And I think it's crazy to think how far we've come to, we just expect things to be in our lap within not even 24 hours, 12 hours of wanting it. And I think that sort of viewpoint on the fashion industry is so terrifying. I think it's not sustainable, it's not healthy for anybody involved. I think we're definitely talking to a lot of brands at the moment who are doing this and are focusing on pre-order or made to order, or if they're already doing it, they're really shouting about it now. And I think it's such a positive thing to be doing. And I think it also takes the risk away for small brands, because, you know, you don't have to just create X number of pieces and then hope that they sell. You know that they're going to sell. And I think it's a far more sustainable.
It makes so much more sense, and the fashion industry has come such a long way from kind of, especially if you're like an independent designer or a sustainable designer, because I can't keep up with the margins on wholesale. There's no way. It would mean that my pieces would be far too expensive, that I don't want to, you know, become unattainable. Like, they're already like pieces that are more expensive than most people are used to, but I'd like to think that you're investing in a piece that's very personal, that is, you know, made really ethically sustainable fabric. Great, it's really a piece of you. But like, for a lot of that, and I found actually people haven't had an issue at all within 3 months to get it, to get that. And if you are going to provide something that is actually, you know, specifically made for somebody, it makes them feel part of it. It makes it really special. And 3 months is nothing. It just massively changes.
Particularly at the moment. Look how much has changed in the last 3 months.
Exactly.
it's a blink of an eye, and I think it's worth waiting for something of a good quality and that you feel confident in owning. So, I mean, you mentioned, obviously sustainability and ethics are at the core of Gung Ho. So how does that translate? So obviously sustainability, really big word. You know, what does it mean to you? How does that translate to the fabrics you use or how you manufacture your clothing? Likewise with the ethics, you know, how do you help control your supply chain? Because I know this is a big issue for a lot of fashion brands. Sorry, that's a really big question, but
That's okay. That's okay. I love it. I love big questions. The big questions are the ones that need asking.
Yeah, so, definitely.
I think that the way that I try and do sustainability is to create as minimal impact as I physically can. Yeah. So it kind of, I have to look at every single part of a piece. Yeah. So whether that's like the fabric, or like the buttons, like any sort of detailing or fastening or whatever, down to actually the design. So one of the things that I think is so important is we only do 2 sizes. So everything is adjustable. So if you gain weight, lose weight, you look fine, you feel fab. It's not like suddenly it's not something that you can wear anymore, which obviously then you'd have to buy something else. Like it kind of that kind of fit and cut is a really big waste of basically just design. So we have to kind of take that into account. So everything would be drop shoulder, tie. So it doesn't mean that it wouldn't have to be like not fitted. It's just fitting in a different.
Definitely. Losing Sophie again, but just reminding you guys that any questions you have, please do give us a shout. We're more than happy to answer. Shed load. So I mean, if you're asking LDC or Gung Ho, I think it's probably the same answer. I mean, it's for we definitely see a lot of women probably in their 40s coming to LDC, but also a lot of younger. And I think this is the same for Gung Ho. Obviously, the styles are a certain sophistication, a certain price point, but it really is about the quality and about how we communicate that to the brands. So we're definitely open to all ages. There's something for everyone, but certain pieces might be targeted more to a slightly older lady, or somewhat, you know, that kind of thing. But definitely open to everyone, and there are products for every price point on our website. If anyone else has any other questions, please do give us a shout. We have lost Sophie again, but not to panic. Really enjoying being on my room. If you have any questions about Gung Ho or about the values that we uphold, please do ask them, and I'd love to answer. And thank you to all of you who are watching or have been watching. Yes, we do collaborate with visual artists. So in the month of May, we did, each week we changed our collaboration with a graphic designer who did sort of a takeover on our homepage. Fantastic. Also worked with an incredible tattoo artist in the past, and are definitely open to sort of artistic installations or collaborations. So yeah, definitely open to that. And yeah, if you want to get in touch, please do reach out. There are details on our website. Okay, amazing. Yeah, artists and tattoo artists all welcome. We do have some great other lives coming up this week. I'm now having a absolute blank, which is classic because of the heat. But on Friday, I know that I am talking to the lovely Cherika of LYL, which is one of our brands, which is super exciting. And tomorrow we do have another Instagram live, then none at the weekend, but we have amazing ones next week as well. So talking to more of our designers and more of our industry networks. So definitely keep watching.
Hi.
Lost you again.
This is not meant to be. It doesn't like me.
It's so fine. It happens. It all happens. It's all good. Where were we?
Different place, hopefully it's cooler.
Okay, well, since kind of what are we talking about? Oh, sustainability. We were talking about sustainability.
Somebody's just put stuff in the fridge.
So let's talk about.
Well.
Thank you, Shedloads. Let's talk about the ethics, so the people side of it. So who do you work with? Like, what is sort of the supply chain of your brand? If we take the environmental and the sort of fabric element out of it, like, who are the people you work with?
So I do the research for the issue, and then I do the illustrations and the print work, and then the fabric goes and gets printed in Gloucestershire. So we try and keep everything like is UK based or as like local as possible. Also just for our carbon footprint, but to support local business, because we like the small people and we like to give them a bit more of a shout out. So yeah, we do that, and then we make in London. So yeah, we've had a really strong relationship with the like our manufacturers. They're great. Yeah, it's been so nice because you kind of get a bit of trust, and you know that things are going to be made well, and you know, instead of someone being made, you know, in even somewhere not so far away, like I said, of India being made in Turkey. I mean, the thing then is that, you know, it gets made in Stratford. I can go there in half an hour, and it's all fine, and that means a lot, I think, like because even if you get your fabric made, somebody else needs to, you know, if there's any I don't know, like slight changes or anything you might not know what's going on, like instead of it just being like any language issues or anything like that, I can just go and see. That's it. And I think that's so important with making things, because it's not like you're doing a lecture and you can do it via Zoom, or you know, you can't do that with clothing. It doesn't work. So I think that's massively important.
No, and I think that's brilliant. And I think, you know, that visibility over one supply chain is so important at the moment. I think, you know, the last few months have actually shone a real light on some of the issues that we have within the fashion industry, even if they didn't, I mean, they existed before. The light was shone. Maybe the light is just brighter now than ever before. And I think people can't shy away from it. We are really seeing what the issues are. And I think being able to, you know, you being able to tell me, you know, where your products are made or like who made them is such a beautiful thing. And I think encouraging people to understand what that means. And I think also for me, and this is maybe my next question, is, you know, obviously making products of this quality, of this fabric, and made in the UK, transparent supply chain, that specific costs, and these, you know, the price point is therefore not low. Do you struggle with that in terms of like competing in the market, or do you find that customers are actually quite responsive and understand, you know, why an item is priced the way it is?
I think that people normally question why something is more expensive. Like, I think it's quite rare to not wonder why. And I think, you know, with everything that, as you say, like the spotlight being so on the fashion industry at the moment, like it's so people are now understanding much more about the process. And, you know, if you want to buy something that's cheap, it's quite hard when you know that the way that like if you buy something that's like £20, like the amount of money that's gone to the person that actually made that is unbelievable. It's unreal. And you're like, do you want to support that? Because that's what you're doing. But it's like agreeing the fact that you're like, right, it's small steps, because you can't force such a drastic price change on somebody quickly. It's got to be a slow process of understanding, saving up, changing your habits, because instead of buying, you know, lots, like it's quite difficult, and you know this from being with me in the shop, it's quite hard to, I'm quite a bad saleswoman in a way, because I don't really believe that people should just come across something and buy it. Like, I'm a firm believer that you're like, try it on, like we do stores with LDC, because I think, you know, if you're buying at a higher price point, you want to make sure that it's right. And that's just a huge part of what that is. Like, yes, we might get new people coming in and falling in love with it and getting it straight away, but those aren't the customers that we are aiming for. We are aiming to get people to understand the quality, like understand, you know, what it is. If it is more expensive, see if you want it in 2 months' time, and if you do, and it's still on your mind, then it will be treasured. It will become a piece in your wardrobe that you love, and that's massively cool, in my opinion.
No, definitely. And I think, you know, I know we did that podcast together, and I remember we were asked what were some of the sort of stereotypes of sustainable fashion, and I remember my answer was, 1, we don't all wear hemp sacks, and 2, we are not overpriced, everything else is underpriced, and the value is not, you know, the realistic value of an item is not shown. And I remember having a customer in December in our Bristol store, so first time in Bristol, and this young woman walked in, and she wouldn't have had a lot of money, but she had been following you, and she'd been following LDC, and it was by chance that she found that you were in LDC in Bristol, and like the joy that she found in that moment and being able to try on this jumpsuit. And she bought it, and she said, this is an investment for me, but I have been thinking about this jumpsuit for months and months, and I just have now tried it on, and I have to have it because I love it. And I thought that was such a nice thing, because she will wear that jumpsuit to death. She will just wear it over and over again, and no one will ever feel guilty about and question the money spent. And I think that's a thing.
When you feel that passionately about something, it really does become a very piece of your wardrobe. It's not something that you will, you know, when you take your pantsuit, like, you won't really in the corner.
No,
like, it's fine. I don't really care. Like, and it is that kind of caring that we're seeing in a big movement, I think, with independent designers. And somebody's just said, I think lockdown helped people see how much waste on buying lots of cheap pieces of high street. And it's fundamentally crazy. So I do think that people are kind of getting it. And then when you do get it, it's quite hard to change back, because like when you know, you know.
Definitely. And I mean, so obviously you're in this world. I mean, I wouldn't say you're a typical fashion industry person, Sophie, but I think that's a good thing. And I do love the brand, but to be honest, I wouldn't say that anyone within the LDC sphere is like 100% fits the fashion mold. But you know, when it comes to styling, do you have any sort of top tip, you know, factor into that sort of sustainable longevity element of clothing?
Something that I really like, and I think the way that I design as well, is a lot of it's slightly more oversized, and it's not just purely for the fitting, it's actually styling as well, because it's much more versatile. You're putting something, or like, you know, or even, you know, like dungarees, like there's so much more you can do with exercise, and you can tie things, you can belt things, like it doesn't mean that it doesn't have to be fitted, it just means that there's a lot more that you can do with it. So I'm quite a fan of that. But the thing that I think is really important at the moment is, I would say to a lot of people to embrace colour, because it's like one of those things that at the moment, for our mental health as well, one colour makes you feel happy. And other people, when you're wearing something really fun, other people just smile at you. Like, it's really nice, and like, it kind of like passes on those positive vibes.
Definitely. I mean, I'm wearing bright to like what would this cyan maybe blue, and it makes me feel good. I love it.
Yeah. Someone's put key pieces you can style up or down for different events.
That's super key. Super key.
I love a statement skirt because you can just wear with like a plain white or black t-shirt with your statement skirt and some trainers, some fresh trainers.
Or boots. Yeah.
Yeah. Really pro. Or
big
nice
chunky knit.
Flats.
Yeah.
And also you can then just wear it with some heels and like a silk top or something, and you'd look amazing for like a wedding. So actually skirts are, because shirts is harder to do for the special occasion as much if you're going to like a fancy event, because most people want to wear like a statement sort of skirt or a dress. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I often wear statement blouses to important occasions, but in terms of, I reckon the majority of people would go for more of a skirt or a dress. So that would definitely be it.
And did that factor in, you know, obviously the fabrics you use is a lot of silk and tencel. Did that factor in that sort of day to night element? Because obviously those are fabrics that are perfect for, like, they're super versatile, but they can also just look incredibly not necessarily professional, but incredibly formal and incredibly luxe. Did that factor into your decision making?
Absolutely, and especially because of the price point. Because you know, when we first started out, I did do the first Precious Effects range was in organic cotton, and that's something that I absolutely loved, and it went down really well. People like it's very breathable and come with like really nice organic cotton dress, and they're just like, oh, like thank God, like people aren't doing these anymore. But in terms of for the price point, just having like a pencil that we've done the climate change collection out of, it looks like 100% silk. It's actually only 32%, and it's just so incredibly like flattering the way it moves. Like it's very, as you say, like it is quite like luxury. Which, if you're going to be spending a lot of money, you want to see that, you kind of want to notice the difference. Definitely. So that's why we chose to do that one as well.
I'm such a big fan of tencel. My gosh, I love it.
Great.
I just can't believe how silky it can be, and it's not silk. It's so amazing. It's such a beautiful fabric, and I appreciate how much you use it. And one of the most sustainable fabrics in the world. So
it is.
You know.
It is.
Well,
water waste.
Exactly, because a brand I used to work with used it a lot, and I remember learning a lot about it then, and it's definitely such a nice feeling knowing that you can wear something that feels so luxurious but that is actually doing something more positive for the planet. So, and I feel like that's sort of a lot of what you get from wearing your pieces, and you know, Gung Ho really gives off that sort of positive energy, both politically, socially, environmentally, and I think the message is almost what, when I'm in a store and I can communicate that to someone, that's really what sort of seals the deal and makes someone understand the unique element of that item. And I think that's so important. One of my favorites is always being able to say that, you know, this color represents this season in I was about to say in stock. I was about to say in stock. This fruit in season, or this vegetable in season, and each color is a different season, right? Yes. So and I love that. I love that, and I love being able to tell that story. And I think it's such a beautiful thing. And I'm just a big fan. I think the message is so important, and I really love getting it out there. And I really love that you were able to join us today.
I'm so sorry that my phone died of heat exhaustion. But I can't do anything about that.
No, we won't. We'll blame the heat wave, but also I kind of love the heat wave, so I won't really complain.
I'm kind of terrified of the heat wave, but that's because I've been reading so much about climate change.
Oh yeah, no, I know. Then I feel
it's like embrace it, but also be terrified.
I feel a pang of guilt, but then I'm also like, I love the vitamin D. I know it's having a positive impact on me when I get some sunshine, so.
That's so true.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining us, Sophie. It's really been a pleasure. And if anyone hasn't had a chance to ask their question, but they want to, you can DM either of us. We'll be more than happy to answer. Sophie's got a new collection, so do check it out. Super excited about that. And it is all about climate change. Yes, I know, shed loads. You've got an upset face, but it is an important thing and it can be positive, so let's make it positive. And thank you for all your interactions. It's been really positive, and you can shop Gung Ho at www.lonedesignclub.com. We also have a few of her pieces in our Kings Road shop at the moment if you guys want to try any of them on. So do let us know. And we are also offering now click and collect, so it's very exciting times. But in the meantime, do DM us with any questions, and you can find more about Sophie on our website. Sophie, thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure, and hopefully I'll see you soon. I hope I can hug you soon.
I know, maybe not in this heat, but yes, absolutely.
Yes, maybe in a few months when it's all cooled down and calmed down.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, hopefully your phone doesn't die again today.
Thank you. We'll give it a go.
And
I think video as well as audio really was too much for it.
Yes, no, absolutely. Your poor phone in this heat. But I'll speak to you soon, and thank you everyone for watching, and enjoy the rest of the heat wave and the sunshine.
Yes, enjoy.
Loads of love. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much again for tuning in. Head to our website, lonedesignclub.com, and find more LDCFM podcasts, or discover more about our independent designers online.